Spurs set themselves up for an impossible task. Maurizio Sarri loses his cool with Ngolo Kante. Spain's all-time leading goal scorer looks set to leave the MLS. And is Mo Salah really amongst the world's best? That and more coming up in the next few minutes, as I'm your host, Matt Froelich. You are the One Footballers, and this is the Daily News. Explosions everywhere. First up into last night's Champions League action, where despite a 1-0 win over Inter Milan, Spurs have it all to do if they're to go through to the next round of the competition. In 2 weeks' time, they need to match or better Inter Milan's result at home to PSV, away to Barcelona. Things don't get much more difficult than that. However, they do have a rather surprising player in their squad who has managed to turn his Spurs career around completely, and it's Moussa Sissoko. After being pretty much a joke signing when he was brought in from Newcastle a few seasons ago, he's been one of Spurs' most consistent performances in the middle of the park, and last night he was excellent again. It was his run into the Inter Milan box that set up Dele Alli and allowed him to flick the ball onto Christian Eriksen to smash home the winner. Elsewhere in their group, Barcelona made sure that they were group winners in the Champions League for a record 12th year in a row as they saw off PSV 2-1. Of course, Lionel Messi got a goal and an assist because that's just what he does. Hopefully in a few weeks for Spurs fans, they won't be taking it too seriously and Messi may even be on the bench. And next up to Chelsea, where Maurizio Sarri has had his say on Ngolo Kante. In the media for the last few days, people have been questioning whether or not Ngolo Kante should be playing in the defensive midfield position that Jorginho fills in. Well, Maurizio Sarri's responded to the criticism by saying that Ngolo Kante just is not good enough technically in that position. To be honest, I kind of agree with him, and I like it even more that he's sticking to his principles and keeping Jorginho in that role. Basically, they're two different types of defensive midfielders. Jorginho is the guy you want sitting deep when your team have got the ball so he can play the passes around, and N'Golo Kante is the kind of player you want in there when you don't have the ball more often because you want him to break up the play and win the ball back. As for both of them sitting in there, it obviously doesn't work, but Sarri's sticking to his guns and playing Jorginho in the middle of the park. This means that N'Golo Kante, the new highest paid player at Chelsea, is receiving a lot of abuse and may not even start next weekend. Football can be a fickle world. And next up, we move across the pond to the MLS, where New York City FC are losing their biggest striker. With 59 goals in 97 appearances for Spain and over 350 club goals, David Villa is definitely one of the best strikers Spain has ever produced, and he'll definitely be missed in New York. After being with the Blues for the last 2 or 3 seasons, he's now called time on his career in America, but not time on his career overall. If rumours are to be believed, he'll continue playing in Japan, linking up with former Spanish and Barcelona teammate Andres Iniesta. The J-League has seen more attention in the last few years due to the likes of Iniesta and Lucas Podolski joining, so if David Villa decides to go over, even if it's not with Iniesta's Vissel Kobe, it will still be a massive boost for the Japanese league and even for Japanese football as a whole. And lastly but not least, I pose my question of the day: is Mo Salah amongst the world's best? On last night's showing, definitely not. Now, I know a load of you Liverpool and Mo Salah fans are going to come at me with all sorts of abuse, which you can leave in the comment section below. However, if you look at the difference between him and Neymar last night, there is a huge gulf in class. Now, it wasn't all his fault. Liverpool were pretty poor at getting the ball forward to their front three, but once you could see that the likes of Mane, Firmino and Salah weren't going to get the ball, none of them came back to try and at least help build the attacks. This is exactly what Neymar did. Now, I know he dives around and there's a lot of shithousery from him on the pitch, but at the end of the day, he gets involved where it matters. He takes the kicks, he keeps on getting up, and he keeps on playing the game. For example, PSG's second goal was started and finished by Neymar, from deep in his half all the way to the edge of the 6-yard box in Liverpool's own area. This is what a good player should be doing all over the pitch, not what Mo Salah does, which last night was just sort of playing individual, not a team game, work selfishly and wait for the ball on the edge of the box. From there, yeah, he can drop a shoulder, beat a player and score a goal, but the chances for that to happen do not happen all the time, especially not against the best. So for me, Salah's not in the same class as Neymar, who isn't in the same class as Messi and Ronaldo, so he's a way off the top. All this with the Ballon d'Or coming up on Monday night, which I didn't think he had a huge chance of winning in the first place, but even more so now. So there we have the daily news. Of course, I urge you to leave your comments in the section below, even if it is loads of abuse on Mo Salah, because I know you guys seem to love him. As I do, I think he's a great player, but he's just not up to the standard. Anyway, let me know in the comment section below. Smash the like button. Of course, click here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on OneFootball. But until next time, I will see you guys later.